One day, future explorers might stumble upon the ruins of the Statue of Liberty or the Burj Khalifa, wondering what kind of civilization once thrived there. Sound impossible? History begs to differ. Countless once great cities have vanished without a trace, swallowed by the sea, buried beneath the earth, or erased from memory, leaving only whispers in legend. For centuries, these places remained hidden, waiting for archaeologists, adventurers, or sheer luck to unearth their secrets. From the city that may have inspired Atlantis to the forgotten temples of Petra, here are 15 lost cities that are still hidden from us. Let's start off this ancient list with number 15, Aztlan. Before the mighty Aztec Empire ruled over Mexico, their ancestors came from a mysterious land, Aztlan, a place shrouded in myth and legend. Believed to be the ancestral homeland of the Mexica people, Aztlan is described in Nahuatl lore as a paradise-like island where 7 Nahua tribes once lived before embarking on their legendary migration to the Valley of Mexico. Some believe Aztlan was a real geographical location, hidden somewhere in western Mexico or even the deserts of Utah, while others argue it is purely mythical, much like Atlantis. According to legend, the Aztec migration from Aztlan began in 1064 CE, marking the first Aztec solar year. They journeyed south, guided by their gods until they eventually founded Tenochtitlan, the heart of their empire. Despite centuries of searching, no physical evidence of Aztlan has ever been found, leaving historians and archaeologists to wonder, was Aztlan real, or was it simply a symbolic origin story? Number 14, Lyonesse. Lyonesse is the Atlantis of Arthurian legend, a fabled land said to have once existed between Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly before it vanished beneath the sea in a single cataclysmic day. Most famous as the home of Tristan, one of the knights of King Arthur's Round Table, Lyonesse is described in medieval texts as a prosperous kingdom with 140 churches, lush fields, and golden halls, until the waves swallowed it whole. The first recorded mention of Lyonesse as a lost land comes from 14th century chronicles, where it was said that the tide rose suddenly, drowning the kingdom and leaving only the highest hilltops as islands. Today, these islands, the Isles of Scilly, remain, fueling speculation that the legend might be based on a real geological event. While no ruins have been discovered beneath the waters, local folklore tells of church bells still ringing beneath the sea, echoing the lost voices of Lyonesse. Number 13, El Dorado. For centuries, El Dorado has captivated explorers, treasure hunters, and historians alike. The name conjures images of a city paved with gold, hidden somewhere deep in South America, waiting to be discovered. But El Dorado was never actually a city. It was a man. According to Muisca legend, new rulers underwent a sacred gold-covered coronation ritual at Lake Guatavita in present-day Colombia. The future king would be covered in gold dust and rode to the center of the lake, where he would wash himself clean, while his attendants threw gold and jewels into the water as offerings to the gods. The Spanish, hearing rumors of these extravagant rituals, twisted the story into a fantasy of an entire golden city. For centuries, explorers scoured the jungles of South America in search of El Dorado. Even though modern archaeologists confirmed the Muisca rituals at Lake Guatavita, the myth of the Golden City remains one of history's most enduring legends. Number 12, the lost city of the Kalahari. In 1885, a Canadian explorer named Guillermo Farini, also known as the Great Farini, crossed the vast Kalahari Desert and returned with a shocking claim. He had discovered the ruins of an ancient lost city, half buried beneath the sand. His accounts described massive stone walls, seemingly unnatural formations, and remnants of what could have been a forgotten civilization. For decades, explorers, archaeologists, and even the grandparents of Elon Musk launched expeditions to find Farini's city, yet no definitive proof has ever surfaced. In 2016, a high-tech search led by Expedition Unknown's Josh Gates uncovered man-made ruins near an oasis, hinting that something could be hidden beneath the desert's shifting sands. Whether Farini exaggerated his discovery or truly stumbled upon an ancient, forgotten civilization, the mystery remains unsolved. Could the sands of the Kalahari be hiding one of history's greatest secrets? Number 11. Quivira. During the 16th century, Spanish explorers were obsessed with the idea of hidden golden cities in the Americas. One of the most infamous of these was Quivira, a rumored kingdom filled with wealth somewhere deep in the Great Plains of North America. The story first reached the Spanish through Francisco Vázquez de Coronado, who, in 1541, set out on an expedition based on tales of an opulent land told by a native guide. However, when Coronado finally arrived at the supposed location of Quivira, he found only simple grass huts and no sign of the legendary wealth he sought. Furious, he accused his guide of deception and had him killed. Despite this, the myth of Quivira lived on for centuries, with explorers continuing to search for its riches. Today, archaeologists believe the legend may be based on the ancestral villages of the Wichita people, but the dream of Quivira's golden treasures continues to linger in history. Number 10. Palenque. Hidden beneath the misty peaks of the Chiapas Mountains, Palenque is a masterpiece of classical Mayan civilization. While it doesn't boast the fame of Chichen Itza, its ruins are among the most artistically and architecturally refined in Mesoamerica. Founded around 100 BCE, Palenque flourished between 600 and 700 CE as a powerful trading and cultural center. Its most famous ruler, Kainich Janaab Pakal, transformed the city into an empire of breathtaking temples and intricate inscriptions. However, by 800 CE, ongoing conflicts with the rival city of Tonina led to its abandonment, leaving the jungle to reclaim its glory. Today, visitors can explore the Temple of Inscriptions, where Pakal's elaborately adorned tomb remains one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in Mayan history. Unlike many other lost cities, Palenque's carvings and hieroglyphs offer an unusually detailed glimpse into the political and religious life of the ancient Maya, an empire that still holds secrets beneath the jungle's grasp. Number 9. Babylon. Babylon isn't just ancient history. It's the birthplace of civilization itself. Located 85 kilometers south of modern Baghdad, this legendary city dates back to at least 2000 BCE, reaching its peak between 629 and 539 BCE as the heart of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Under King Hammurabi, Babylon became the first known society to have written laws, with the famous Code of Hammurabi laying the groundwork for justice systems worldwide. But that's just the beginning. This is the city of the Tower of Babel, a ziggurat so awe-inspiring it inspired biblical legends, and the Hanging Gardens, a wonder of the ancient world whose existence remains a tantalizing mystery. However, all great cities fall. Babylon was conquered by the Persians in 539 BCE, and by the 2nd century BCE, it was abandoned. Today, its ruins stretch across 2,500 square kilometers, offering a glimpse into the grandeur of one of history's most influential civilizations. Number 8. Carthage. Once a superpower of the Mediterranean, Carthage was a city so powerful it brought Rome to the brink of destruction. Founded in 814 BCE by the Phoenicians, its strategic location made it one of the wealthiest trading hubs of the ancient world. By the 6th century BCE, Carthage controlled vast maritime routes, but its greatest challenge came in the form of the Roman Republic. The Punic Wars, a brutal conflict spanning over a century, ended with Carthage's catastrophic defeat in 146 BCE. The Romans, determined to erase it from history, burned the city to the ground and famously salted the earth. But Carthage refused to die. The Romans later rebuilt it as a major provincial capital, and over time it became a melting pot of Punic, Roman, and Arab cultures. Today, visitors can wander through the remnants of this once mighty empire, from the Acropolis of Byrsa to the eerie ruins of the Carthaginian Tophet, where human sacrifices were once made. Number 7. Skara Brae. Older than the pyramids of Egypt and Stonehenge, Skara Brae is a prehistoric time capsule frozen in time. Located in Scotland's Orkney Islands, this Neolithic village thrived between 3000 and 2500 BCE before mysteriously being abandoned. Was it a violent storm? A slow decline? Archaeologists still aren't sure. What we do know is that in 1850, another fierce storm struck the islands, peeling back layers of sand to reveal one of the world's best-preserved Stone Age settlements. Unlike most ancient ruins, Skara Brae's stone-built homes are nearly intact, complete with furniture, hearths, and even primitive plumbing. The people who lived here were skilled farmers and fishermen, but their sudden disappearance raises more questions than answers. Was climate change to blame? Or was something more sinister at play? Whatever the reason, Skara Brae remains one of history's eeriest ghost towns, a perfectly preserved glimpse into a forgotten past. Number 6. Choqquequirao. While Machu Picchu steals the spotlight, its lesser-known cousin, Choqquequirao, is just as impressive, if not more so. Hidden deep in the Andean mountains, this Incan city is 3 times larger than Machu Picchu, yet it receives only a fraction of the visitors. Built in the 15th century during the height of the Incan Empire, Choqquequirao was a major administrative and ceremonial center, likely serving as a last refuge for the Incas as they fled Spanish conquest. Its name, meaning cradle of gold, speaks to the wealth and grandeur of its past. While Spanish explorer Juan Arias Diaz stumbled upon the site in 1710, it wasn't until the 1970s that serious excavations began. Even today, much of the city remains buried beneath the jungle, waiting to be uncovered. Unlike its famous counterpart, Choqquequirao is only accessible via a grueling 2-day trek, a challenge that keeps it a true hidden wonder of the ancient world. Number 5. Persepolis. Persepolis wasn't just a city, it was a statement. Built by Darius the Great in 518 BC, this grand capital of the Persian Empire was designed to awe, with towering columns, intricate reliefs, and halls fit for kings. It was a place where tribute bearers from across the empire, stretching from Egypt to India, came to bow before the mighty Achaemenid rulers. But power attracts destruction. In 330 BC, Alexander the Great stormed through Persia and, in an act of both revenge and symbolism, set Persepolis ablaze. What survived was left to the slow erosion of time. For centuries, travelers spoke of strange ruins in the Iranian desert, but it wasn't until the 17th century that scholars realized these remnants were Persepolis itself. Excavations in the 1930s revealed its true scale, with intricate carvings still bearing witness to a lost empire. Today, the ruins stand as a haunting reminder of a civilization that once shaped history. Number 4. Paititi. Deep in the Amazon, where the jungle devours everything in its path, an ancient legend refuses to die. Paititi, the lost city of gold. Unlike the myth of El Dorado, which was largely a European fantasy, Paititi has roots in indigenous oral histories, chronicled by early Spanish missionaries. Some believe it was the final refuge of the Inca, hidden away from Spanish conquest, while others suggest it could be the fabled lost city of Z that explorer Percy Fawcett vanished searching for in 1925. The evidence? A 1600s manuscript found in the Vatican describes an advanced city, isolated and untouched. Then in 2012, satellite images revealed something remarkable, an unnatural square-shaped mountain deep in the Peruvian jungle, a formation that shouldn't exist in nature. Could this be Paititi? If so, reaching it is another matter entirely. The rainforest has already swallowed explorers whole, but for those daring enough, the promise of discovery remains. Number 3. Xanadu. Xanadu exists in the strange space between myth and history. Thanks to the English poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge, the name conjures images of a fantastical paradise, a stately pleasure dome ruled by the great Kublai Khan. But here's the thing, Xanadu was real. Known formally as Chengdu, this was the Mongol ruler's summer capital, built in the 13th century as a fusion of Mongol and Chinese culture. It was a city of golden-roofed palaces, vast hunting grounds, and artistic wonders. Marco Polo described its splendor in vivid detail, writing of its wealth and beauty. Yet by the 15th century, Xanadu was abandoned, left to the slow decay of time. British explorers rediscovered the site in the 19th century, but it wasn't until modern excavations in the 1990s that archaeologists uncovered remnants of the lost city, including intricately painted dragon heads. Today, little remains of its former grandeur, but its legend still looms large. Number 2. Petra. Petra doesn't just look like something out of a movie. It is something out of a movie. Thanks to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, its stunning rock-carved facade is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. But the real history of Petra is even more incredible. Built over 2,000 years ago by the Nabateans, this city flourished as a crucial trade hub, controlling the flow of spices, incense, and silk through the ancient world. Its wealth allowed for the creation of massive tombs and temples carved directly into the sandstone cliffs. But no empire lasts forever. As trade routes shifted and Rome tightened its grip, Petra faded into obscurity. By the 1800s, it was little more than a whisper in history, until Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, disguised as a Muslim pilgrim, rediscovered it in 1812. Even now, Petra holds secrets. In 2016, satellite scans revealed a hidden platform beneath the sands, proving that the city's mysteries are far from over. Number 1. Kara-Balgus. The Mongolian steppe is vast, empty, and relentless. It swallows forgotten cities whole, leaving little behind but whispers in the wind. Kara-Balgus is one such place. Once the thriving capital of the Uyghur Khaganate, this city was built in 744 CE as a stronghold of power, culture, and religion. Massive walls, 10 meters high, enclosed Buddhist temples, government buildings, and the homes of nobles who once ruled over a vast empire. But history moved on. When the Uyghur Khaganate collapsed in the 9th century, its people scattered, and Kara-Balgus was left to the quiet erosion of time. Unlike cities destroyed by war or disaster, this one simply faded. Its roads disappeared, its buildings crumbled, and its name slipped from memory. Now, only the wind stirs the ruins, where a lone prayer flag still flutters, tied to a solitary wooden pole. Kara-Balgus didn't fall in battle. It was simply forgotten. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.